You upgraded, huh?
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Our cameraman is just leveling up.
Which is in turn leveling us up. You know, quality's just getting better. You know, we're just trying to put on a good show. You know what I'm saying? Well, as many of you may know, and those who do not know, we are Soulful She. My name is Daphny Emily.
And I am Eerees.
And we are two bodacious beauties from Brockton, unraveling our truth on identity, empowerment, fashion, and I always forget one, mental health. It's always a different one, too. But yes, that's who we are, the two bodacious ladies.
Yes, and we are on the final episode of the season, episode 10.
Episode 10 of season 1. We decided to do seasons.
Yeah.
And 10 episode increments was probably best for us. Mm-hmm. So this is the last episode for this season. And I mean, it's 10 episodes. We've done 10 episodes.
Girl, I was thinking back to it and I was just like, I remember when this was just a thought. I remember when we were just thinking and practicing, because before we actually started episode 1,
we practiced a lot.
Yeah, we practiced like 5 times, and it was just like us getting accustomed to just, you know, being in front of the camera, being awkward.
Still awkward.
Yeah, we really are. But yeah, we've come far.
And it's good to be here, and with the ending of this season and looking into the future, so much excitement for what we want to put into place on this little hiatus we will have, and work we want to get done to elevate ourselves and elevate this show and expand more with you all. So as always, we'll start off the show with keeping it real quick.
Yes.
And I always make you go first, but I will do that because I can only be fair. So, keeping it real quick, I feel like I never have anything to say when it comes to keeping it real quick. Like, I always feel like, oh, I had an okay day. Like, I had a good day. Work be the same, you know. That's how it be. Corporate America, we need the paycheck, whatever.
I hear you.
But I've been in a good place. So, keeping it real, I'm in a great place. We've been talking about the holidays and Halloween and stuff, and I'm so excited because it's like my favorite time of the year, especially Halloween.
Same.
Like, I love that time of the year more than everything. So, I'm just excited right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Carrying along that joy, I'm also being real quick. We'll be very transparent. We were just having a conversation about holidays, fall holidays, Halloween, witch, scary movies, like ghosts, and like all of that brought me joy.
I'm like excited right now. Like,
yes, me too. From Halloween to Thanksgiving like being the month of thanks, and also my birthday, and then December with the holiday of Christmas and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, because we celebrated all of that at my mom's daycare. Like, all of these holidays are just like one after the other of decorating, jolly. I just love it.
So we're in a good place right now. We're in a happy place at the moment.
Yeah.
But from keeping it real quick, we come into conversations from the soul, and being it the last episode of this season, we thought we would bring conversations on basically our intentions for Soulful She, our intentions on how we built Soulful She, and what have we done, what have we accomplished, and what we want to see, and many other things that will come about as we have this conversation. So, since I introduced what the topic is, Eerees is going to kind of start.
I got you. No, I was prepared for it. Yeah. Just because I think that when it comes to planning, reflecting, imagining, brainstorming, I love doing that. And so when Daphne was like, we're going to do Soulful She, and I was like, yes, we really needed to like settle and figure out, okay, if we are going to be doing a podcast, what is it going to look like? What do we want to talk about? What are our intentions? And so 2 of the things that I love to do are vision boards. And so we did a vision board for Soulful She, and then we also did a brain dump as well of Soulful She. And I think we did this first.
Yeah.
And we sat down and just thought about, okay, when it comes to Soulful She, what are some words that come to mind, and or what are some words that we would like to incorporate in the making, creating, and fostering of Soulful She.
And like, before we jump into the words, kind of breaking down that we have to always also remember that we're a visual podcast and we're an audio only podcast.
That's true.
So we have to be better at being descriptive on what we're talking about because we're
true.
visualizing it. So it's literally a whiteboard with a bunch of words that we wrote down that are words that came to us on what we wanted from the show, what we wanted to build from the show, and what we see. And then just a lot of words written out, a lot of things squared off, underlined, starred. And as we go along, we'll just kind of list off words that are on the board for those who can't see the board, and kind of break down our process.
Yeah. Yay. I would love to just get your thoughts on, so right now we're looking at the easel with the words, or the brain word dump, and I would love to ask you, Daphne, what were some words that you were excited to put on this board? What were some words that you really resonated with? Because there's a lot on here, but maybe pick 3 that resonated with you back then or are still resonating with you now, or whatever is on your mind, but pick 3.
Alrighty. I don't know what came from who at this point, but I'm going to go first for the words Black in Africa, because we know that came from me. And that is something that I truly wanted to express of myself on this show and make sure and put it in the forefront regardless, because it's something I've always been about. It's who I say I am, who I am.
Yeah.
And before anything and everything, I've always repped it hard. So yes, those 2 words were definitely something I wanted to reflect back into the show.
This is definitely you.
So yeah, Black in Africa being up there, it's definitely me.
And then one more word.
One more. Let's see. We have so many words up there, but I will also say fashion. And it's underlined twice. It's all the way on the other side.
Oh, okay, yeah. Underlined both by us.
Yes. So it's something that we and I have plans for, and we have a whole segment called Fashion Forward that we really wanted to put together. I wanted to focus on, and to be honest, I feel like I know I haven't done enough with it, and I want to do so much. And I think with this kind of break, and after building up the show in a way and kind of having an understanding of what we're doing so far, being able to focus some time and really put something together for that, so it has more of its own space on the show. So fashion is definitely one that it's like we put on there, we underlined, and we've done it with our clothes. We've tried to be very expressive on what we're wearing, and but I know we can expand bigger out of that and make it something
we can level up.
Yeah.
And I definitely do want to acknowledge that although you have not felt that you have brought all of fashion that you can bring, you started off very beautifully. And so I don't know if all of our listeners and watchers know that Daphne created this amazing blog post that's on our website where she breaks down ideas for brunch dates, and she exhibits some beautiful outfits. I think you changed to like 3 different outfits. 4 different outfits, and it's a whole like TikTok looking video, and then she also does a blog to accompany it. So if you have not seen it, definitely check it out. It's like closet refresher brunch.
Yeah, because it was midst of quarantine, and the only thing I can think about while we're in the middle of quarantine was like missing the days of going out to brunch, and like once it's warm outside and we'll be finally free, that we'll be out and about and enjoying brunch every weekend, looking fly as hell because we've been stuck inside for so long.
Yeah.
So it was the idea of like what to do now that we're stuck at home with all the clothes we do have, and how to refresh what we have to help us clean out what we don't want, and then also get inspired about what we want to keep and how we can wear them, and get excited about wearing these outfits when we're finally outside and free.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's on our website. Check it out.
Hey, but I like it. Black, Africa, and fashion. And so I would say for me, I think the first one that comes to mind, which is weird that it's in red because it seems like it was like not thought of until later on, but vulnerability. And I feel like it's very typical answer of me to pick that, but I think that knowing that I can have amazing conversations with Daphne and go into deep depths with her, I wanted to be able to bring that to a larger audience, but also be able to have that conversation and have other people potentially resonate with the things that we're saying. And so one thing that I try to do with everything that I do is create a space for vulnerability, because I am not a huge small talker. I feel like any time that small talk does happen, it changes 360 real fast, and it turns into like, oh, how was your day, to like, tell me the depth of the world that you exist in and why you are born and why everything else exists within your reasoning and life, and it's just crazy. But I like to foster vulnerability, and I think that we did it. I think that we did foster vulnerability because we did some crying on the sofa. I did some crying on the sofa.
I haven't cried on the sofa. I cried before the sofa.
Seriously, on the table.
Did I?
Yeah.
On the table? I cried when we did the first 2 episodes about Michelle Obama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
About becoming.
On our beds.
Yeah. We did a Zoom podcast episode because we wanted to finally get started and hated that we were still delaying.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary and just couldn't stop crying because of just the nostalgia, missing the Obamas, just the pride and like the everything that Michelle Obama just exudes. Just I was all in my feels, and I was like, damn. As we did that episode, I was like, damn, I'm gonna cry on every episode, aren't I?
But you didn't.
I did not, surprisingly, because I can cry.
We can cry.
Yes.
Yeah. So vulnerability is definitely one, and I think we did a good job of that. What else? I'm gonna say, wow, this is hard. Laughs.
That's definitely specific to her.
I feel like I did a lot of laughing. I feel like I laughed every episode. Seriously. But it's good. I think
it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Someone gotta laugh. It's not weird. That's what I was gonna say. But I'm such an internal laugher where like I internalize a lot of my emotions. So when it comes to like happiness and laughing, like I'll smile and inside I think it's really funny, but it doesn't come out like with the artist that she can like literally like laugh out loud. Like it has to be real. Like I have to be almost to tears. Funny to be laughing out loud. Yeah. Oh, wow. So I'll be on here and I probably look so stoic and so boring while she's in a way. I'm over here like I truly think it's funny. It's just that I don't laugh outward that way.
Yeah. So there was laughter internally and externally.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm gonna say intention. Mm-hmm. I think intention was a huge one that we wanted to do, and that I think that we did, because I feel like every episode we were intentionally being real. I think we were intentionally being ourselves, authentic. That's another word that's on here. We were intentionally being vulnerable, intentionally having conversation, intentionally being honest. See, these are some of the words that I'm saying out loud that also happen to be on the board for those listening. But we were intentional about really speaking on our culture, on the way that we were raised, the way speaking on our experiences. We were very intentional about just using this sofa and just being real. And in such a way that we had, I know that you said intentional tangents of just like, we were so intentional about starting one way, but then also very open and flexible to allowing the conversation to flow in whichever way that the conversation needed to and wanted to flow.
Right.
That allowed for deeper conversations. Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I really like about what we've done so far, and like can't wait to expand on, is allowing ourselves to have a structure but not be stuck to that structure, and knowing that this conversation can go anywhere, and not feeling bad that it is switched off from what we planned, but knowing that if we are going to have genuine conversations, that they are going to move. It's like when we talk normally.
Yeah.
We start from A and we go to the Z, and then we go around again, and now we're on double L. Like, it just keeps going. And that's what we wanted to bring here, is that these conversations can go everywhere and anywhere, and the truest form of us is not allowing it to be structured and allowing them to just happen.
Yeah.
And I think that the episode that we had the most like people resonate with, and the most comments from people, and the most people reaching out to us with their stories,
Which one was it?
was the I forget what number episode. It was
So
like,
what were we?
it was the one that we had no structure, that we were just
yeah,
coming in.
yeah.
Like, it wasn't a planned episode. We basically said for the episode we were just going to go with the flow of it. And that was the episode that we had the most people say something, the most people reach out to us, the most people say that they really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't structured. Like, we had no plans for that episode.
We literally were like, so
we're gonna pick questions from this book, and we're just gonna flow.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite episode, and I'll look up the episode.
Okay.
Because it's only right.
But just a few other words for the listeners that were here. We definitely mentioned growth, authentic, soul, take flight, honesty, love, fun, longevity, Latinx, outreach, yellow, no fear, calm. We definitely wanted to make sure that calm was a deciding. Well, calm was in the atmosphere and in the room. Yeah. And we even did it with our logo, Soulful She, being yellow, you know? So starting it from there, tones of yellow and orange to allow for just, we're having a beautiful, authentic conversation, vulnerable conversation that is hopefully peaceful and calm. And I think we did it.
We did. And so the episode was the episode called We Just Livin'. And it was episode 5. So I knew it was episode 5. And it was the first time we were on the couch. And we just was like, we're just gonna wing this. And
we did.
Yeah. And that's what I want from us. To just be in our truest form. And being able to resonate with people, that something that doesn't seem so programmed. And feel like we've done all this talking to be so specific and not true, that people can easily read through that and see that, and we want to flow.
Yes.
Great conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well, is there anything on this board that surprised you? Having done this exercise before we even began the conversation of recording.
That surprises me. I can't say so much surprise. I think I'm more in awe of how true we kept to it, and we didn't pay attention to this board. Like, we did this board and put down these words, and we didn't, like, it's been here, but we never just, like, went back to it. Mm-hmm. We just let it be there, never looked at it to focus on what was written there. And from what's on this board, the majority of it we've brought into the show, and we've kept true. Yeah. So it's definitely just very genuine to us.
Yay.
Even the colors that we wrote down and what we want to express and want our brand to be. Mm-hmm. I guess surprise or different or surprising, I can say the word risk is up there, and we have it in square on the
risk.
Yeah, and just us knowing that we want it to be vulnerable, but knowing that it is a risk that we are being it's the risk of being out here and just being so honest and not knowing who's gonna see this, and even the people that we know watching it, and kind of having that nervousness of what we're putting out there is a risk, because we're honestly giving ourselves and
we're giving our vulnerability away.
Yeah, and that's very, very hard to do. So just knowing that we took the risk, and we work on being as vulnerable and as authentic as possible. Authentic is also up there, right under vulnerability, and knowing that, you know, it is scary, but I stuttered on this too, so that's how it felt. It is scary, but we did it, and we're doing it, and we're learning to be more open and more authentic, and just not be afraid, because at this point it's conversations from the soul. They just have to be real conversations, so can't be scared out here.
Woo! And yes, I love how you said that, Daphne. When you said we didn't look at this board after, we didn't talk about this board after, but it was in the room the whole entire time. Every time that we had an episode, this board stayed in the room, but it wasn't a main focus. It was just a part of the space. And so even then, we still feel like, I agree with you, where it's like a lot of the things that are here are true.
And okay, so from looking at the words, Eerees,
Talk to me.
what on there do you feel like we can bring more of coming into
Season
our
2?
future season? Yes.
I think one thing that we can bring is, I think we can definitely continue to bring more of our identity in there. I think that maybe it's just me being biased, but I feel like we can bring more storytelling.
Yeah. Sounds like more risk.
That is true. Yes. In saying that, I definitely was acknowledging this part right here.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really circle family. And so identity, family, risk, growth.
We talked about some growth, though.
Yes.
Especially with the episode before this one, when we talk about our intentions for the year.
Yeah.
And the difference from what we expected. And even with Soulful She, the growth. And getting to episode 10 and all the things that we've done.
Yeah.
But there's no stopping growth. So it's always a continuation that we will continue on.
Yeah. What about you?
I can tell you that the word that comes to me. So, Eerees and I love food. Now, Eerees is a cooker, I am an eater. And the relationship that we have is very often includes food.
Yeah.
Like, it should. Includes food and tequila. Like, that's what we do. Food, tequila,
no,
and
really,
like
though?
crying. Yeah, food, tequila, and crying. Like, the best times we have include tequila and food. And Eerees loves cooking, and it's part of her identity. It's part of her bringing her culture, and it's something we've talked about including into Soulful She some way or somehow.
Yeah.
And of course, I love to eat. So for me, and I love food. I just love food.
Yeah.
Like, I love food, guys.
Food is bomb.
So wanting to incorporate that in a way that's fun, to expand on Soulful She, kind of definitely bring in our identities of being so, like, you know, having the different backgrounds, different cultures, and also enjoying food and for what the definition of food is for us, you know.
Breaking bread.
Yes. And tequila.
Yes. What if we did an episode of us drinking, making food? Because my friends know me, and when it comes to cooking, alcohol is always involved.
Absolutely.
And
I'm usually real time.
making food and drinking and sharing, like, is always in the mix. So having a Soulful She episode,
doing such,
you'll get to see a different side of us.
We'll definitely limit the amount of tequila we consume, because this will be seen. But from the experiences of Eerees cooking and all of us, she makes us all cook and join in the cooking and drinking, and knowing that Eerees likes to like make us drink and then avoid drinking, and like kind of that camaraderie that we all have, and then coming back to like Eerees, like, you need to take a shot now, and just bringing all of that energy of like the fun we have just with the people we love in terms of that. Like, we don't need the liquor to have a great time, but you know, a little sizzle and don't hurt nobody, especially tequila. But just the fun we have all together doing that, I definitely want to bring a certain portion of that to Soulful She.
To the camera.
Yes, and you know, I like when I eat in front of people, I like to be a little more proper, not too messy. But I'll eat in front of the camera, shoot.
Okay, I like that. And my brain is moving its gears. But I am very excited for season 2, we're definitely going to do a new board. So I'm excited to see what that will look at. Yeah, for season 2. And then moving on to our vision board. Daph.
You want me to?
Yeah.
So we also worked on a vision board. Of course, if you're Eerees' friend and you come to her house.
No, but really though.
She has a million magazines, a million posters, a million stickers, and there's a bunch of stuff that you can just do a bunch of crafts. And I've made a couple of vision boards with Eerees, and we decided to work on one for Soulful She, and we put this together before we really started. This is when we started really we're gonna do this show after we did the word dump. Mm-hmm. But we're practicing. We don't even have a date that we're starting. Yeah. And while looking at the board, you can see the background is yellow because we just really emphasize that is our color. Yeah. Joy. And being the women that we are, we definitely wanted to bring out a lot of empowerment, a lot that express women, a lot that express what we want to build for ourselves and also expand within the show. Mm-hmm. And before I point anything out, what do you want to express from our vision board? There's so much. It's
there really is. Yeah. And I like it because there's different areas that you can focus in. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna say I like this little corner on the right. Yeah. Yes. Because I think that just on the top it says celebrate individuality, and I think that is something that we definitely did. I think in every episode celebrated what made us us. Yeah. And it came out in every single episode. So I'm very happy to see that was on the vision board and that was accomplished.
I'm going to read what's below it because that's so specific to an episode we did have and who we are and what we wanted to express. And it says, for beautiful hair, all you need to do is be yourself. It's not about trying to look like everyone else. And that's really who we are. Eerees has probably had way more hairstyles than I have. But wanting to be true about who we are, our hair is very true to that. We had a whole episode about hair that we didn't even scratch the surface on how much hair has been such a huge part of our lives. Mm-hmm. But not just that, the being yourself and just being true to this is who we are and this is a place that we express that. And go ahead.
Yeah, self-seeker.
Self-seekers up there, real talk.
Let's be real quick.
Add your voice to a conversation that matters.
Do you say that again?
Add your voice to a conversation that matters.
That was us every single episode.
And we want to continue building on that. That's exciting. This is something else we haven't looked at like that after we made it.
No.
You want to pick something else out?
The cycle ends with us. We begin a new one.
What's that at?
The brown.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Flip your money script. So one thing about us, right? We've been broke, you know? We millennials in America with college degrees and loans and shit. So we broke. So we put money up here. And we put Rihanna over here with a stack. Because, that's how we're trying to live life. And we're still working on that. So this is going to expand itself into the next vision board.
Manifest.
Continuously always manifesting and improving on the quality of life and money. Keeping it simple, just bring in money.
Yeah.
That's honestly not the biggest part, but it was part of us being we're gonna do this work, but we also want to build something that we can monetize and do better and be better, and even outside of that, become debt free one day and just do more.
Yeah.
Financial freedom.
Financial independence.
Yes. You did say manifest.
Yeah.
love even when you disagree. I feel like we haven't really disagreed too much.
No.
But it's something that we told ourselves from the beginning, that like even when we're here and we don't agree with something, we would be honest but also very respectful, and understanding that like it's about perspective and understanding and being open-minded, and that we don't have to agree at all.
Yeah.
And we don't intend to agree. We just
it just
do.
happens like that.
Or we're just very understanding of each other and of people in a way that we don't disagree, or doesn't seem like we disagree, because we just allow each other to be. And that's what we agree with. You know what I mean? Like, you can think whatever, believe in whatever, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting someone else.
Yeah.
Then
you do you, boo. There's one on the side that says, I am a woman, I am a person of color, I am the descendant of slaves, and I am joyful. I think with all of the Black Lives Matter and all of the conversations we've had, those statements were definitely in the forefront.
absolutely, and it's something that we definitely wanted to bring to the show, regardless of where the future was going to take us, and especially on where it did take us now. And with the Black Lives Matter, the police brutality, being very, very vocal about where we stand, who we are, and that this is true to us. We are women, we are women of color, and we are descendant of slaves.
And we're joyful.
Absolutely. And we're badass. Shit. We're all of those things, and nothing that's going on in this world will take away from that. Black people are fucking amazing. Geniuses, I'm telling you. But not... Do you have any questions from the board? There's a picture of us.
Yeah.
From when we first practiced.
That was our first episode.
Yeah. First time we practiced. We were supposed to travel.
Yeah. That obviously didn't happen.
And we have the Empire State Building here, and then we have Afro Punk on the other board.
Yeah. LA.
We have Los Angeles up here.
Wow, that's crazy.
Beach. Yeah. We're just gonna transition those into the new board, because they are going to happen. They are meant to happen. They are just gonna manifest at a different time than we expected. It's gonna happen at the right time. Just hasn't happened yet. Being brave, and then we have Issa Rae and Michelle Obama on here, because inspirations. Like, if you want to be like anyone, I want to be like them. Like, with the platforms they have, the work that they do, the genius that they both are, like,
the authenticity that they bring,
and still have a hold on people in a way that is just so inspiring. Like Issa Rae, if I could have dinner with someone, I'd probably pick her. I would. And she's like my fellow African sis, you know what I mean? She has her experiences in the homeland, but also being half African American and growing up in we can talk about anything. We can talk about a lot. I'd love to work for her one day. I will work for her one day.
You heard it here first. But I think that the last thing that I would say is enjoying the journey. And I will say that, Daphne, I have enjoyed this journey very much.
Have you?
Yes.
Me too. I think it's been fun, and us having these conversations. It's just being really true about ourselves, is being in front of a camera trying to talk and be like how we always are. Seriously. And then trying not to be so aware of the camera, but also we still putting on a show. We gotta keep it cute or whatever.
Let's be real. I was not cute half of the time.
You were though. You were you
with the double chin sometime, and then the hair.
That's because we had to learn how to sit on this couch. It's not how I feel about last episode. Last episode I looked like a blob.
But it's okay.
And that's why this episode I'm like
making sure. I remember last episode.
Let's not get too comfortable. Just learning how to be in front of the camera and accepting our awkward selves, and being like, at this point I've accepted that I can naturally be awkward, and honestly I want you to see that, because that's who I am. So when you see me in public and I'm awkward, you're not like, oh, you're being no, I'm awkward.
You're like, oh yeah, that's Daphne.
Yeah, just because I'm tall, statuesque, looking glorious a lot of the time, I am still very awkward. I trip every day. My words are always off, so I be cute, but I be struggling sometimes. I'm human.
Exactly, we are human. There is no such thing as perfect. We're just being ourselves.
And we did not want to come here being perfectionists.
At all.
Lies. We are perfectionists, though. But we
really
didn't want to
are.
come into this being something we're not because of an idea of what we should look like. We only knew that we were going to come into this space being ourselves and allowing ourselves. And that even after we leave an episode and we feel weird, we're just kind of like, well, that was me. Like, I'm not even mad at it. Like, every episode we've done and I've watched back, I never cringe. And I'm typically the type of person that will hear my voice in a video or see a picture and cringe. When it comes to the show, I've just kind of learned to accept. Yeah. And be okay and be happy with it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I have learned to love all sorts of shades, specifically this side as well.
Explain.
So my side, my good side of my face is this side. So
is mine.
So we had to decide, and I gave myself
She compromised.
Yes, and
I was not trying to.
But I was doing it because, like, we need to love all of ourselves, and so this was my way of getting comfortable in an uncomfortable position, because I don't like taking pictures on this side. I don't like my view from this side, but I feel like now by episode 10, it's like, I bet, like, this is me.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see me on that side ever. My right side, I don't take any pictures on that side. It's just not. And those who have seen pictures on that side understand. I'm not talking on my ass. I'm telling you, I'm not. That's why I appreciate Eerees. That's why I try to compromise in other ways, because I refuse
to compromise.
We will both sit like this if we have to.
We got this.
But you are not seeing me. Like, no. No. So.
But I feel like with the board, with our vision board, with what we've just been chatting about, we have been through a journey. And again, enjoying the journey. I hope that you guys have been enjoying this journey. Because if you've been here since episode 1, like, you've heard a lot. You've heard a lot of stories that we've been sharing. You've heard a lot of laughter, a lot of side eyes and facial expressions from both of us.
Yeah.
A lot of hollering and
from her
hand movements
from her.
A lot of, like, I'm not playing any games, I'm gonna tell you how it is, in such a beautiful and assertive way. Why are you looking at like that?
Because I'm like, that sounds like me.
and just being authentically ourselves. Because again, you've also had a beautiful, calm nature to yourself as well in these conversations. And so I hope that my silliness and Daphne's calm, but also very, I'm gonna tell you how it is, nature has brought joy to you, has allowed you to enjoy this journey, and has only excited you more for season 2.
I was gonna say, when you talked about laughing, my sister that lives in Portugal, she was like, oh, I don't know what you were doing, but I've been watching it and stuff. And she was like, I can't understand anything you guys say, but that other girl is always laughing so much, and she makes me laugh when she's laughing, and I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. And I was like,
but
yeah.
we're laughing.
She's like, she always makes me laugh. And she's like, you're always just sitting there like, what are you doing? I was just like, oh no, that's just her nature, you know, I be laughing too inside.
But now we know. I feel like after this breaking down, we understand that, like, Daphne is laughing. She's just laughing from in.
Yeah, I just never been that person. It's part of the shyness. Like, I've always been so shy that, like, I'd go to the movie theater with my dad and my younger sister, and they'd be laughing so freaking loud and not caring, and I'd be the one to be like, yo, chill, like, people are here too. Like, my shyness would always be that way, so I've just programmed myself to hold in a lot of it.
Hopefully season 2 will allow some more opening up.
Of course, I try to, but I've been programmed for such a long time on that it's going to be real hard to get me to laugh out loud.
Yeah.
It's just not me.
It's okay.
But I'll remain calm until I'm not.
Challenge accepted.
You know when you see the laughing? When we have tequila, because when Daphne starts giggling...
I got a little giggle. You saw that, right?
Yeah, but when I'm drinking tequila, I be laughing. As soon as I start giggling, I'm like, Eerees, I'm giggling.
I know where I'm at now.
I'm in a good place.
So, just look out for that tequila episode. But, all in all...
I'm going to get myself in trouble.
All in all, it has been a wonderful journey. It has been a wonderful conversation. It has been just abundance of everything that I've wanted in this. And specifically with being able to have people say like, oh my gosh, I felt that episode, or someone sending a video of them listening to it or watching it with their wine, like people that I was not expecting to like send me, and I'm just like, oh, you watching it? Wait a second.
Going on dates and then being like, I watched your podcast.
So it's been a fun journey. It's been a fun journey, and I'm excited for season 2. And I want to say, transitioning into stepping into us. I feel like just this podcast alone has allowed us to step into ourselves.
Absolutely.
No pun intended.
Completely intended.
Yeah. How would you like to step into yourself for season 2?
Alrighty, so it was like a question I was gonna ask you, but now that you transitioned it here, perfect for me. I'm very sarcastic, and I tend to make Eerees laugh a lot, and I feel like a lot of that doesn't really come across.
Okay.
Like, you laugh regardless, but like I think I know I'm funny, and I know I'm really sarcastic, and I want that to come out more and more as we go along.
Okay.
I want people to really get me and know that like I am calm and stuff, but I be trying to be funny or whatever. And then also knowing that like I'm mostly sarcastic a lot of the time if it's not something that's like a deep conversation. So like it's okay to laugh when I got a little bit of attitude, because it's really kind of sarcasm. So like,
good to know.
Don't think she's like a B word. Think like, oh, she's being sarcastic. But just being the truest form of ourselves. I'm gonna let her catch up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Just being the truest form of ourselves and bringing that out more and more of our personality. I don't know how much more she has left to bring out. I want that, and I do want us to incorporate the food and incorporate a lot more like leisure and stuff, even though we are still real chill, and people. To expand these conversations.
So that there's space for more.
I mean, we have a big couch. Like,
we might as well get comfortable.
I can move over.
This can be you.
My mind understood that in so many different ways.
Is it the like this can be?
It was like a this can be you, but then a come hither, and that's where I was like, I mean, y'all can sit over there. I'll just really give you space.
No, definitely not like that, but
it definitely was though. But if you want to come hither for Eerees, I mean.
So we're gonna move on. So, I like how you said that. I like how you said bringing in more of your personality. Not saying that your personality isn't out, because I feel like if you're watching, maybe not listening, but if you're watching, I feel like you can get the full experience of Daphny. So if you have been a listener, you should definitely think about watching an episode. And you said episode 5, so maybe that one. And I also loved how you said bringing in the food and then bringing in people, because I'm very excited to also be able to want to figure out how that can happen, because there's so many voices that not only I think are necessary, but would be so fruitful to be in conversation with you and I. So I'm very excited for that as well. And then something that how I would like to step into season 2, I think For me, it would be I want to bring a little more history. A little more history into this. I would like to bring in a little more history and a little more, and when it comes to history, the textbook history, but also cultural history and like upbringing history. I would like to incorporate that a little more into season 2, some way, shape, or form. And more fashion. I definitely want to continue to play with fashion in my hair.
Really? Me too. Definitely like started off a lot like more in the fashion realm on how I would dress. I've been a lot chill the last few episodes, but still.
You're bringing it though.
Still, trying. We came here with a glimmer today.
Seriously,
some
sparkle.
Yes, I definitely want to grow on the fashion and even bring that fashion forward sense into a way that can be fun and out there for all of us. Also blogging again, and still kind of incorporating that to connect to the episodes, because once we started the episodes we kind of left the blogging,
we did,
and kind of get the interaction more on like our website and tying everything in.
If you didn't know, we got a website.
It's beautiful too.
It really is. But stepping into us, continuing the flow of stepping into us, I guess my question for y'all in stepping into you is, what would you like to see more of?
Right.
The question is being sent out, and we would love your feedback, because if you have been with us or watched one episode or all 10 episodes or all 9 episodes,
10. This is 10.
Yeah,
but want to see this one.
Technically, yeah, yeah. If you've seen all 10 episodes, you probably have enjoyed the journey, but maybe because of some of the conversations that we've had, you've wanted us to unpack some of these conversations that we might have not unpacked in the way that you would love to, or I don't know, just how else would you like us to step into ourselves in the sense of sharing and growth? So let us know what you'd like to see.
That works for me. And stepping away from stepping into you and stepping into fashion forward, again, emphasizing that I definitely want to do so much more with that. There were so many ideas that we've had from the jump that I want us to start incorporating. I think getting into the gist and the flow of understanding what we've built for the show, now that we can more comfortably expand and have some time to really do more work behind the scenes to bring it here, doing some fun things with fashion forward, bringing more into the show for it. I can't wait, and I'm excited. And right now, really, for fashion, I'm in the fall mood. That's where I've been for a while.
Yes.
So I'm just excited for fall fashions to come into play. And the way it's getting cold, I'm going to start wearing my boots now. Like, I'm ready. I got 2 new pairs of booties, like these black combat boots and stuff. And I just been ready. So, like, I have to see, like, a good handful of people wearing boots to be like, okay,
I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I love booties. The one thing about booties for me is that, like, I'm the type of person that I will wear out booties.
Oh, me too. I have 1 pair of black ones that I had to retire this year because they're locked. I put all my weight on, like, the outside of my feet. So, like, the heel, because it has a little heel, is, like, curved on that end.
Oh, wow.
It's, like, curved on the end. That little, like, rubber piece that's stuck to the heel is gone.
Girl.
I think I wore those boots in the last 2 years more than 100 times.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
So I had to get new black boots, and it's hard. I'm really picky about booties. So trying to find a good pair, and I found one that I'm really excited about. So I'm excited. I got myself a turtleneck. I've gotten some new blazers. Some of my carts have, like, I've been expanding on my pants and stuff.
Okay.
So really, yes. And, like, earthy tones are my favorite tones. So fall colors are
olives, beige,
mustard yellow, of course, tans, creams.
I think
burgundy.
Yes. Yeah. I can't wait to layers.
I can't wait. Jacket with the
fall is just
everything
fashion wise, and color.
Everything.
Yeah, fall. I love fall.
Yeah, fall is fun. The seasons. I don't really care for pumpkin, but whatever that is exciting for people.
Whatever that is.
But just the whole energy and its vibe of it. I'm just thinking about things I'm aware, guys.
I love it. Okay. And so then we ended off with from fashion forward to resonating with she. And having had all of these bountiful conversations, what's resonating with you?
Well, I'm going to take it a little bit away from what we've been talking about, but talk about an artist that we learned about, or I learned about recently, and I don't know, the one from Colors.
Oh, yeah.
How would you say her name?
I would also say Gendry.
Yeah. So when she introduced herself, that's what she said.
Okay.
So it's Yendry.
Yep.
And she is a Dominican artist that grew up in Italy.
Yeah.
So that's what caught my eye, is seeing that she's Dominican, but knowing that she grew up in Italy. So I saw her on Instagram, and that she would have a Colors coming out the next day. So like an episode of her singing. Never heard her music, didn't even look it up, but I sent it to Eerees and was like, look at this.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to see her vibe and what her music was about because of her background.
Yeah.
And she's freaking great.
Yeah, she really is. I love it.
Her music is so good, and it's not even a lot of music yet. Her music is so good. The vibes are so good. She's gorgeous. Her voice is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Her vibe is gorgeous, and I love all of it. And she sings in Spanish. She sings, and you can tell she's Dominican.
Yeah.
Because I also, that made me curious too, of seeing like how she sings in terms of being Dominican but growing up in Italy, and seeing how the accent is, and seeing that like she really still has that true Dominican accent when she sings and when she talks. I really like that. Yeah. So we'll put up like a little song in the background of hers. She has 2 songs. She has, you remember the names? I have them saved. I'm gonna look them up right now because I've been listening to. Yeah, she has that one, and then she has Nena.
Yes.
And they're so good. And her videos are so cool. She's very likes magic-y stuff in her videos, and she talks about magic. So I just love her vibe. So we're gonna put her in the episode on the screen, and you all need to listen to her because she's really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
That's what's resonating with me right now.
Hey. Nice.
Outside of also building on Soulful She and us ending off such a positive light in such a happy place, and excited to like expand and work and do so much more. So I'm just more excited. I'm just very excited.
Yay. Resonating with me. I think what's been resonating with me is cultivating routine. Yeah, I think that lately I have been doing a good job of waking up early and also finding time to meditate, finding time for yoga, finding time to be outside and just be with the noise that's happening, and to just find solace and find peace in solace early in the morning when not everybody is up. So it has been really, really delicious being able to just wake up and know that no one else is up. So I am by myself, I am spending time with myself, and then either doing some tarot before or after yoga, and either listening to some music while I'm outside and journaling. And like I have a little corner in the backyard that like I position all of my stuff, but it's been a good routine to begin to foster. And I think that coming into the fall, I want to figure out how I can ensure that I continue that routine, because I think that once I do that, the rest of the day is so much more juicier.
Right. I'm very a routine type of person, and it was funny because you sent me yesterday the snap of the day before of like a color-coded spreadsheet.
Oh yeah, yesterday.
and how much I love them, and I tell people I think in colors a lot. If you really want me to like concentrate and focus on doing something, I color code naturally. Like I don't like writing with blue pens. I don't like writing with black pens. I love color pens. At work, I literally color code everything, like unnecessarily sometimes, but it works for.
It's necessary.
So what I learned, because when I told you I had recently had a conversation about that. What I learned is that I like to work smarter, not harder, and I am kind of lazy. So I use the colors so I can understand what something is without having to read it.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, so that's how I live.
She's like, I'm gonna work harder so that I can not have to put in the work
later.
Yeah.
So if something shows up pink or I see the pink, I already know what it is.
That's really good though. It's effective.
Working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Nice.
I guess that's also resonating with me.
But yeah, I think that this has been a wonderful conversation and a wonderful journey that we've taken.
I think this whole thing has been a great time, and just the way that people have interacted with it have been so much fun, and us meeting new people, interacting with other people, really trying to build this has been exciting. I can't wait to see how much more we do with Soulful She.
Yeah, and I want to also, knowing that this is our last episode, give a huge shout out to the man behind the camera. And I would love...
He like refuses to look at us while we talk about him.
I would love for him to show himself if that's okay. And to come...
He's the first person that gets to sit on the couch with us.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
So y'all, if you didn't know, the amazing person behind the camera that has been making everything possible is John. And
Hi guys.
Goes by Melovier. You want to share a little bit about yourself?
Oh, wow, this is crazy.
You're the first person on our couch. This is
I know,
so exciting.
right? Y'all were talking about who's going on the couch, and I was like, I know they're gonna say my name.
No, I didn't know, but you know.
We're going.
I'll take it. Hi guys, my name is John. IG's Melovier. I do photo, I do video, I do podcasting. I support my friends. If you guys ever want to work, collaborate, hit me up. I will add my handle somewhere where my hands are going. Ooh, yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to say big congratulations to Soulful She. We have been at this well before these episodes were recorded, and this is amazing. We did it. We're continuing to do it, and there's more coming. So stay tuned.
And you'll see a lot more from him too. He's doing a lot of work, so I'm excited for all of us to grow and expand.
Yeah.
And do great things.
So
welcome to the chair. Isn't it comfortable?
This is very comfortable.
Hey.
Don't you like this view?
Yeah, I mean,
It's not as good as the view you see from there, but like...
No, I like it. It makes sense now, because I'm always behind, so like, this is cool. This is so cool.
Well, you can stay here for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, why not? I'm here.
Yeah.
It'd be too much to just...
Right, like, exit now.
But the camera needs to get turned off somehow.
Well, we'll do that in editing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll edit.
But thank y'all for
Thank
everything. Again, my name is Eerees Iris.
And I am Daphny Emily.
And this is
Soulful
She.
She.
Always wanted to do that with
You
her.
always wanted to do
I've
that?
always wanted to do that.
And...
That's true. The saying that I have always ended the show with is, he can listen, they can listen, but she is speaking.
And we might be one more drop in the ocean, but we just might be the last sip to quench your thirst. And that is like the first time I didn't mess up on it.
Hey.
What?
That's how you end a season. Y'all have a great night. We love y'all.
Aw.